Welcome to Little Dreamers Bedtime Stories. Before we begin, take a deep, slow breath and feel the warmth of a summer afternoon resting softly on your skin. Listen to the quiet murmur of a stream, the faraway call of a dove, the gentle creak of an old wooden mill turning in the breeze. Tonight's story is about a humble young man whose open heart and simple kindness bring him a gift brighter than sunlight, the Golden Goose. So, close your eyes, breathe in the scent of wildflowers and pine, and drift into The Golden Goose, a tale of kindness and fortune. Before we start, if you like what we do, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to our channel. It is very important for us.
Little Dreamers Bedtime Stories.
Mornings stretched over the hills, soft and golden. In a quiet village, nestled between fields of wheat and clover, lived a poor woodcutter with 3 sons. The older 2 were clever and proud, but the youngest, a gentle boy named Simpleton, was slow to speak and quick to smile. One bright morning, their father asked the eldest to fetch firewood from the deep green forest. "Don't waste time," he warned. "Work hard and be wise." The eldest went off with a shining axe and a basket of food, but before long he met a little gray-haired man by the path, a stranger with kind eyes, who asked softly, "Please, may I have a bite to eat?" The eldest frowned and turned away. "Go find your own meal," he muttered. That day, when the eldest struck his axe against the first tree, the wood split strangely, and his arm began to ache. No wood was gathered that day. The second brother went next, proud and certain he would do better. But when the same old man appeared, asking for a sip of ale and a bite of bread, he, too, refused. "I have just enough for myself," he said sharply. His axe, too, failed him. The handle broke clean in 2. Then came Simpleton's turn. His mother sighed, thinking her youngest would surely fail. But Simpleton only smiled, tucked a small piece of cake into a cloth, and set off down the forest path. When he met the old man, sitting by a mossy stone, he offered his food without hesitation. "It's not much," he said, "but it's yours if you're hungry." The old man's eyes twinkled. He ate slowly, then rose with quiet strength. "Because your heart is kind," he said, "I'll tell you where to find something special. Chop at the tree that stands by the river bend and see what waits beneath its roots." Simpleton nodded, thanked the man, and followed his words. In the hush of the forest, Simpleton found the tree. It was tall and old, and its bark was lined with time. He swung his axe, and the echo rippled through the woods. With the third strike, the trunk shuddered, and the roots parted slightly. There, in the hollow, nestled upon a bed of leaves, lay a bird as radiant as the sun itself, a goose whose feathers gleamed pure gold. Simpleton blinked, thinking it must be a dream. But when he reached out, the feathers shimmered warm under his fingers. Carefully, he lifted the goose, its eyes bright and calm, as if it understood everything. The forest seemed to sigh with wonder. Even the old man's laughter floated softly between the trees, fading like mist.
Keep her safe, and she will bring you luck.
As night fell, Simpleton reached a small inn near the edge of the woods. The innkeeper's eyes widened when he saw the glittering bird. "Stay the night," the man said, hiding his greed behind a smile. "You'll rest well here." Simpleton, tired but happy, laid the golden goose beside him, and soon drifted into dreams filled with rippling rivers and feathered gold. Outside, however, the innkeeper whispered to his daughters, 3 curious girls whose eyes gleamed like lanterns.
"That bird will make us rich,"
he said.
"Go and take just one feather."
One by one, the girls crept quietly into Simpleton's room, their steps soft as moths' wings. But the moment each girl touched a feather, snap! Her fingers stuck fast. She pulled, twisted, whispered in alarm, but she could not let go. By dawn, 3 frightened sisters stood beside the sleeping boy, each glued to the shining goose. Morning light spilled through the windows, golden as the goose herself. Simpleton awoke. He stretched and blinked in surprise at the 3 sisters clinging helplessly to the bird. "Well, well," he said kindly. "If you're coming, then come along." And so he walked out into the bright day, the goose tucked under one arm, and behind him the 3 sisters, stepping awkwardly and calling out for help. Down the dusty road they went, past meadows filled with daisies and the laughter of the brook. A farmer passing by burst out laughing and shouted, "What's this parade?" Curiosity got the better of him. He reached out to touch the shining feathers and snap! His hand stuck too. Now there were 4. Soon a washerwoman joined them, and then a baker with flour on his hands, then a curious stable boy. Each time someone tried to free another, they became part of the line, all walking behind Simpleton and his golden goose like a chain of giggling, shouting villagers. Children ran alongside, laughing. Old men shook their heads and smiled. Yet, through it all, Simpleton just walked, calm and content, the goose's golden feathers glinting in the sun. When they reached the gates of a grand city, even the guards had to step aside, for such a sight had never been seen before. A long line of people stuck fast, following a gentle boy and his gleaming bird. In that city stood a tall white castle where a beautiful princess lived. Though she was kind and good, she had never once laughed. The king promised that whoever could make her laugh would win her hand in marriage. Many had tried, jugglers, dancers, even talking parrots, but none had succeeded. Now, from her balcony, the princess heard laughter bubbling through the streets below. She leaned over the railing, and what she saw made her eyes sparkle for the very first time. There was Simpleton, walking proudly with the Golden Goose, followed by 3 sisters, a farmer, a baker, and half the town, all stuck together, tripping and tumbling in the most ridiculous parade anyone had ever seen. The princess gasped, and then laughter burst out of her like sunshine through clouds. She laughed until tears filled her eyes, until the bells in the city seemed to ring along with her joy. The king, hearing her laughter for the first time, hurried out in astonishment. "Who has done this?" he cried. "The boy with the golden goose," the people said. The king invited Simpleton to the palace. Though his clothes were plain and his manners humble, there was a quiet goodness in his smile that filled the great hall with warmth. The king, proud and cautious, said, "To marry my daughter, you must prove you are worthy. Bring me a man who can drink a cellar full of wine, a man who can eat a mountain of bread, and a ship that sails on land as well as sea." Simpleton bowed politely. "I'll try, your majesty." Simpleton left the palace and wandered into the quiet hills, wondering how he could ever find such things. As twilight settled and fireflies glimmered, he once again met the old man from the forest, smiling beneath an oak tree. "You've kept your heart gentle," said the old man, "and kindness always finds its way home." He led Simpleton to a giant man sitting beside a barrel, sighing, "I am so thirsty, I could drink the world dry." "Then come with me," said Simpleton. "I might have something for you." Next, they met a man eating a mountain of loaves. "I can never get full," he said sadly. "Then come too," Simpleton replied. Finally, at the edge of the sea, the old man struck his staff against the sand. From the foam rose a shining ship, golden as sunlight, that could glide both on waves and over meadows. "Your kindness built this ship," the old man said softly. "Use it well." The 3 companions and Simpleton sailed their miraculous ship straight up the palace road. The man drank the king's cellar dry, the other ate all the bread in the royal pantry, and the golden ship gleamed brighter than the sun. The king could no longer deny the truth. His daughter smiled, took Simpleton's hand, and said, "A heart that kind is worth more than gold." Soon bells rang, doves flew over the castle, and the golden goose perched happily near the window, feathers glowing like 1,000 tiny suns. And from that day on, the kingdom laughed often, for kindness had become its greatest treasure. And now, dear dreamer, it's time for you to rest. May your heart shine softly like the feathers of the golden goose. May your dreams sparkle with laughter, your hope glide gently across land and sea, and your kindness bring light wherever you go, just as Simpletons did in the Golden Goose.
Good night.